What's going on, y'all? I hope everybody's having a wonderful and a blessed Friday. God is good. Nobody tells you today. I love you. God loves you. And Christ loves you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, the Take It Home Podcast, and make sure you subscribe to the C3 Ultimate Wrestling YouTube channel. Me and my wife's professional wrestling company, we are dropping our matches from our show 10, the show of our shows, and boy, was it. So make sure you subscribe to both channels. I wanted to talk about Dana Brooke right now. You know, a lot of people are saying she should quit wrestling, she should be released, and she probably would fare better elsewhere. People on Twitter like dragging her and stuff. So I wanted to get my 2 cents in it, right? I do remember Dana Brooke when she first started. They were doing a lot of packages of her being a fitness model and stuff, and she was doing the no hand cartwheel. And I remember her also on, I believe the show was called Battleground on the network. That's when they was doing a lot of behind the scenes things. And I grew to like her more and things like that. And I did think that she had a character, but then eventually she got lost in the shuffle. Sometimes you see her wrestle, sometimes you didn't. Sometimes she'd come back looking different. And that's what it was. And then like they made her like a little more generic of a generic wrestler. They had a team in with Mandy Rose for a little bit. Yeah, she definitely got lost in the shuffle. So yeah, and this kind of things happen in pro wrestling and stuff like that. Sometimes they'll give you a look and then they'll repackage you a million times. And the thing is, I think it is very difficult, especially for a Caucasian blonde-haired woman, to find your fitting. Like you see a lot of women in WWE, they change their hair color and stuff, or they make them change their hair color and things like that to try to be different and stand out. I remember one time Dana, she had blonde hair, but then she had like you know how you go to Party City, you got like the hairspray. It looked like they just put like a random patch of like green and black in like the back of her hair, and it just didn't work. I mean, you look at even like Sasha Banks, who had like red hair for like a long time, and then she went to blue hair. So you see this kind of stuff, and even as Mercedes Monet, you know, she got the wigs, the cheetah print wigs, and the dollar sign wigs and stuff. So you know that like it's like a big image thing. And then when you do think of a blonde hair Caucasian woman, you do think of Charlotte Flair, but Charlotte is also a woman who has changed a lot of herself and stuff like that. So it is hard to find a footing. As far as Dana Brooke goes, I do think she's a decent performer. I do think that maybe she may need to work on some things or whatever like that, but sometimes that's just what's needed in wrestling. And I've always said that you need role players in professional wrestling. Everybody is not going to win a title, and sometimes it is people's dream to just wrestle for WWE. The icing on the cake for some is to be WWE champion. Some people want to just wrestle for WWE. Some people know what they are. Hey, I need you to be this. I need you to be that. I need you to go to NXT. I need you to do that. So that's just one of those things. It's just like you can like who you want to like. As far as, you know, I wouldn't go to the extreme as what people say. Like, I don't really just try to call for a release unless somebody's like real heinous or did something real crazy. But I don't think she's done anything real crazy. I don't think she's really got in trouble with anything. You know, we're looking at a time where a lot of wrestlers from both companies, they just go through so much stuff. Sometimes it takes people years to find the character or the storyline that actually get them over and stuff like that. I remember Funaki and Kayatai with Taka Michinoku with a whole bunch of other wrestlers and stuff like that. And it kind of stuck a little bit. It was funny with Val Venus, I choppy your pee-pee. That was hilarious. But then it was just like he did the Indeed thing with the Japanese subtitles. That was funny. And then the #1 SmackDown ring announcer, Kung Fu Naki. Kung Fu Naki didn't work. But I'm just saying, sometimes it takes people a while to do something, or something that can stick, or maybe people will just like who they are. You know, people talk about Barry Horowitz, a guy that was an enhancement talent for years. People talk about the Brooklyn Brawler, enhancement talent for years. Like, some people are just for that. That's some people's roles, and I think that Dana does a decent job. Now, I know a lot of people were critical on her match against Cora Jade, and I just watched some of it before I got on this video. That could have been done a lot better. You know, but some are going to blame Dana. You know, I wouldn't, like, if you're doing an injury storyline, right, and the bad person, the heel, Cora Jade, is saying she's faking, why, just why? wouldn't he'll want to win by any means necessary and stuff like that. And it was just like, you know, the crowd, they booed Dana and they like Cora. Now, NXT is a different crowd. It's a smaller area. And some of these people grew up in front of these people's eyes, literally, like Cora and Thea Hale and stuff like that. So it's just like Dana was one of those ones. It wasn't like, oh, she's like the top of the main, even though she's part of the main. You get what I'm saying? So it was just like, oh, okay, well, of course they're gonna cheer for Cora and stuff like that because it's just an NXT thing. And a lot of people were shocked that it happened. I'm like, I don't think that y'all should be shocked. NXT has always loved their homegrown talent for the most part, the people that they liked and stuff, regardless if they're good or bad. And it's just like Dana is coming into uncharted territories and stuff. Now, some wrestlers that came from the main event to there, they came from the main roster to there, they got cheered or they got accepted and stuff like that. But for the most part, Dana is just one of those women that has been floundering on any show she's at. Now, is it her fault? I don't know. I'm not behind the scenes or whatever like that. You know, I do think that she had potential. And she, especially when she first started, I just think that they like totally, I don't want to say they dropped the ball because sometimes things can't change. I mean, Jinder is a former WWE champion. So, you know what I'm saying? So, the sky's the limit. Like I said, these kind of things happen as far as, you know, people being champions and main event material and things like that. That don't mean that like they're destined to be a champion. Like sometimes people are just there to help other people get over, and sometimes people can be company people. Like I've said this, like just because they do everything the company asks them to, that don't make them a sucker or a sap. Maybe they got bills to pay, you know. Stuff people go through stuff. You know, I remember she, you know, lost I believe her fiance and stuff like that, and I do believe that WWE helped her with that and cope with that kind of situation that she was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with being a company person, and people be like, oh well, you're a sap or you're a sucker, you could be treated better elsewhere. But maybe that's what she wants. Maybe she wants that and stuff like that to help people or try to help people, or maybe she's just there to work. You know, some people just don't mind that kind of stuff. You know, the way she's presented, of course, some people may boo her, may not be a fan of her and stuff like that. But if it works for her, it works for anybody else, and that's a cool thing. So what do you guys think? Do you think she needs to do something different? Do you think she needs to be released, go to another company? Or she just going with the motions? Let me know what y'all think. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.